Fuck it. Fuck it, bruv.
What?
No. I like the way you tilted it. Like, you pour your own, homie.
No manners.
So.
Hold on, I need a drink. For this. A strong one. The way you're smiling, I don't like it. I don't like the sound of this.
Ah, shit. Okay, so. You know the 50 Cent song? 21 questions.
If I listen to it, I might do. Why?
How do you even be in a position where
Sometimes I only know their music by the sound.
it's
I don't know the
literally,
word.
he asked Omen 21 questions.
Okay.
Oh, thank God. It's hot, man. It's hot. So, let me just go through this. This is Cosmo.
So is this you asking me 21 questions? Basically. Is it?
Okay, so there are parameters to this thing. There are a few ways you can play 21 questions. Classic two people. If it's just two that are playing, take turns. One person asking the question, the other person answering. Okay. The person who answered can then ask the next question, and so on and so forth until you hit 21.
Okay.
With this version, you could both also answer the same question before moving on to the next. You can't do ricochet. You can't really. Okay, alright, cool. So, this is actually... Oh, I'm putting that the wrong thing. Cosmopolitan's 21 questions. And it's something to do. So, let's see how this goes. Question number 1. It's too hot, and I've put my window down because I don't want the car parked beside me to hear my shit. You know what I mean? But question number 1 is, what movie never fails to make you cry?
Dirty Dancing. No, Dirty Dancing. Ghost, sorry. Ghost. Not Dirty Dancing. Shit.
Oh, I was thinking.
Hold on, yeah.
I was thinking.
You know what?
I was thinking Ghost could be one.
Yeah,
Ghost is definitely one of them.
Yeah,
but
Ghost,
Dirty Dancing?
Yeah, sorry, I don't know why I said Dirty Dancing.
I just hate motherfuckers with rhythm, man. How dare they move on beat and shit?
Yeah, Ghost, 100%.
God, you know what? Do you know what's really sad?
What?
I watched that at the cinema when I was a kid.
I'll watch it over and over again, I would. It's just, yeah, it's one of them.
I think my mum introduced me to that level of trauma at an early age. Like, I watched that film at King Cinema in West Bromwich back in the day.
You just can't beat it. You've got Patrick Swayze, you've got Demi Moore, and you've got Whoopi Goldberg all in one film. Yeah. Ghost.
Alright, I'm going on to question number 2.
My turn. Are you asking me all the questions?
Yeah. Sorry.
Wow. So when do I get to ask you yours? Go on, carry on.
Well, the problem is...
Go on, just carry on.
Alright, we're going to pause right here. Just so that she can open the same page and we can alternate the questions. So she opens the page on her phone, she can ask the alternate question.
Okay, let's pause.
Alright, cool. Yeah. Okay, so as the questions go down. Do you have to go?
Let's click on that.
No, that's not it. That's to some advertisement. Yeah, so if you keep going down, scroll, it will bring you to the questions, isn't it? Yeah, we're
struggling.
No, we're not struggling. It's just people can't follow instructions.
I follow instructions. So where's the questions?
Try reading. Like I said, there's a whole article before you get to the questions.
I've got no reception.
Well, maybe that's the reason why you can't get to the questions. You're having to wait for your page to load. Shit. You know what? Just for the purposes of tempo, we will just alternate off that full.
Okay. How would your best friend describe you?
That's an awkward one because I don't have a best friends. I don't have a best friends. I don't have a best friend even. Come to learn that most people are absolute dog shit, so I don't hold anybody in that high of regard. So I can't personally answer that question because I don't have a best friend or best friends. I have associates. Life has taught me that people aren't necessarily your friends. They might be around you for what they can gain, but they're not necessarily your fucking friends. So I can't answer that question.
Okay. Go on.
Oh, that would be my answer to the question. Okay. How far would you make it in a zombie apocalypse?
Probably not very far. Probably not very far. I'm being serious. That's my answer. Not very far.
Shit. Do I even want to put you through expanding on that?
No, just not very far. End of. Question done. Next. What's that? Who in your family are you the closest to?
My older sister.
Okay.
It looks like you're going to get the janky questions based upon this now.
Yeah.
So, how would you describe yourself in 3 words?
How would you describe myself in 3 words? Funny, because I think I'm funny.
We know you think you're funny.
I think I'm funny. I don't care what anyone else thinks. I know I'm funny. Like,
You're right. You're supposed to be describing yourself in 3 words. So
No.
you can tell whatever lies you
what was the
want.
question again?
How would you describe yourself in 3 words?
Yeah, funny. Hardworking. And you can shut your face because
I ain't saying nothing.
We're not asking you for your opinion.
I am waiting for the 3rd word. I'm actually surprised that it's taken you this long to think of a 3rd.
It's quite a few, so I don't know which one to pick.
But you're picking it, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, I know. Oh, I don't know. Entertaining.
Okay. See, because people just I have to pass the phone, pass the mic.
Okay, if you had the option to press a button and restart your life, would you press it?
I can give really close answers to this. It doesn't actually require for you to explain yourself either, which is great. No, I wouldn't. Everything that I've experienced today has got me to where I am today, so at the end of the day I don't actually regret much, so I don't think I'd press the reset button. Who's to say that the outcome wouldn't be worse next time around anyway?
It's very true.
Play the cards you dealt, homie.
Very true, yeah. I don't know what the answer's going to be.
What's the most worn item in your wardrobe?
My leggings. Literally, because I live in them, because of comfort. And since I've got to a certain age, it's all about comfort. And yeah. Obviously, I switch it up every now and then, but my leggings.
But now it just sounds like you got 1 pair of leggings in your life, and like.
Yeah, I have, yeah, because I just wear 1 pair, yeah.
Just the 1 pair.
Yeah. Times are hard, man.
Church, nightclubs, work, 1 pair.
Yeah. Okay. If you could move to another country for free, which would you pick? Oh, that's a good question. That is.
Of all the places I've been, and I
Very
haven't
good
been
question.
all around the world, but I've been to enough places to be able to make a decision. I'd say Canada. It's got all of the.
That's all I've ever heard you talk about. Is Canada.
I love that place. I gladly, if I had to pack everything. In fact, it would be a close one. It would either be Canada or Ghana, purely because I could do way more on a budget in Ghana. I could live a decent life in Ghana without being UK rich. And let's face it, the whole idea of living is to live a half comfortable life.
Yeah.
The UK is oppressive as hell. Canada ain't going to be much different, but the quality of life is different. Do you get what I mean? I'm the kind of person that I could live in the woods somewhere in a fucking wood hut and be happy out there, like trying to catch 2 fish to eat and like looking at bears across the water, knowing that they can't come over and eat me. Yeah, without having to pay national insurance and tax and council tax and other mystic taxes on your wages. Right, yeah. I could do Canada. Ghana, I could also consider. It would be a close second because I can't cope with the heat. But just the freshness of food alone and knowing that everything's not polluted in terms of, you know what I mean? What you get to actually put in your stomach. Like Ghana for that reason. Like, yeah, the food's clean. I remember being out there and I had a grape. I walked through a market and the grape was like the size of a flipping tennis ball, man. It was massive. And it had seeds and it was a real grape. Not this supermarket crap you get here. Which probably takes 20 years off your life.
I remember that when I go and buy a plenty of grapes.
See, now you've... Right,
What?
where we at? Like, you
I've
got to
done
the
nothing.
top of the article. Like, I have to scroll down now and find the questions again.
It was on the questions that was...
Okay. Wow. There are varying 21 questions here.
Okay, so I've just asked you.
But what I've come to realise is when you scroll through this, we'll just wait for the first ones. Because these are like different shit. There are 21 questions on the different...
Yeah, so just mixed in it. That's not what you need. You
no,
don't need to say
these
questions.
are wild.
That's alright. Just come on, just carry on.
So where we at? 6. No. We're at 8. So I'm asking question 9. What food or snack that other people love do you think is overrated?
Ooh. The Biscoff. The Biscoff.
The Lotus
shit.
Biscoff?
Yeah.
Or are you going to create enemies for yourself on
I
that?
don't care.
I'm not really into that.
I don't care. Yeah. Yeah.
However, I wouldn't denounce it because there's just too many people that are passionate about that shit.
I just don't get it. But yeah, that's my answer.
If I had to flipping answer that question, I probably would have said Doritos. So I really don't see what the fucking fuss is about. Like, they're dry as fuck.
Yeah, but the Biscoff biscuits are dry as well. Like, I don't understand. There's nothing.
But are you talking about the Biscoff, or are you
with
talking about the actual? Are you talking about the flavour, or are you actually talking about the biscuits or the cream, or what?
I'm just talking about the flavour in general. Like, I just think it's just too overrated. Like, yeah, I don't see what people are making such a fuss about.
To be fair, I'd probably actually say Oreos. Oreos are absolutely trash.
I don't know.
And people act like they're amazing.
Okay. That's it. Thanks. My turn.
I'm not even doing that.
His answer question.
Wow.
His question.
I'm actually getting you to the point so you don't, and then I have to go through the whole thing again, trying to find the questions again. We're at 11.
So, 11. When you were a child, what did you want to be when you grew up? I don't know this answer. Go on.
I wanted to be a pilot, and then I wanted to be a fireman, and I achieved neither. Fucking failure, man.
So I'm not even laughing because you never achieved it. I'm just laughing because of the way you said it.
Yeah, those are my two things.
It doesn't necessarily mean you're fat. It just means
Well,
that it
to be
wasn't
fair,
your time at the time.
I didn't even try for one, and the other
Wow.
one I kind of bowed out real early. So
Okay.
but that is the answer to the question.
Okay.
Oh, what is your worst habit? Scratching me bum with a fork and then putting it back in the drawer.
I think my answer is to that is I always think I've got an answer for everything. Literally.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not necessarily. I don't always have the answer for everything, but I always try.
You've got a
and
response.
Oh yeah, I've got a response.
It's not necessarily
always.
a valid answer, but you've always got a rebuttal.
I've always got something to say. Yeah, that's why it's a bad habit of mine. Maybe I should just be quiet sometimes and not say a word.
They don't put super glue in lip gloss though, do they?
I don't up to that. Okay, so what was your first job?
Paperboy.
That was mine as well. I had a paper round.
You had a penis too, yeah.
What about a
Wow.
boy?
Well, I would say I had my suspicions, but that don't work in my favour.
Dickhead, shut up. Okay, so that's that then.
Yeah, that's Paperboy. In fact, no, it wasn't. It was a self-employed car washer.
Look at him giving him false information.
Yeah, I had to like go back to like working for somebody else. It was Paperboy. Yeah.
Okay.
Snap. So, what was your biggest regret from school?
Not finishing. Maybe not finishing. But I had my reasons to not finish. Well, it's not that I got kicked out, but there was a reason for that. Because I stood my ground. And that's what I'm always about.
You were no longer eligible for free education.
Yeah.
That was the reason.
But I did actually go and then take myself back straight into work. So, you know, there is that too. So, yeah. Probably not finishing school. Go on, my turn. Thanks. Yeah.
Great.
Look at him.
Don't like the question.
What's your most memorable dream or nightmare? You dream quite a lot.
I don't remember my dreams anymore.
Fair. But you actually do dream quite a lot.
I don't remember my nightmares anymore either. It's just all melds into the same shit. You just open your eyes and be grateful you're still breathing. I think my biggest nightmare's already happened, and my greatest dream, I couldn't even tell you. To be
It's
told
already
honestly.
happened. You met me.
Might be why I don't remember either anymore.
You think it?
I mean, so I don't know. But
Oh, whatever.
I don't remember my dreams or my nightmares. I know I experience them. Sometimes I just wake up like...
You do dream, because I experience them all the day, yeah. Right, go on.
What? Oh. Do you believe in the afterlife?
That is a hard question.
Why you either do it, you don't? Do you believe when the lights go out in this existence that there is something afterwards? That you move on to?
I don't know, because I genuinely don't know. I'd like to think there was. Because if there was an afterlife, then obviously I'd see people that I'd want to see again. Do you know what I mean?
I get that.
So, I'd like to think there is, yeah. It's not really
I used to be a believer in the fact that, you know what, there was something after this. Now, these days, I don't. I kind of believe that when those lights go out, they just go out. Whereas before, it's like, yeah. At one stage, there was a whole heaven and hell thing going on, and now I'm just like, well, you know what? There's no evidence to support anything, just a load of speculation, and the bottom line is it's what you do today that actually counts. So
it's true.
Live accordingly, and if you have a conscience, try not to do things that, you know, will impact others negatively too much, or shit that you'll actually have nightmares and dreams about that you'll remember. And that's about it.
Okay. What would be your dream job?
Mattress tester.
You know what? That actually is you all over.
Yep.
That is actually you all over, because you're always wanting to get horizontal. So I think that would be.
I don't like going to bed to work. I like being in my bed. Like, if I could just get paid to stay in bed.
Yeah, I think that literally would be your dream job. Yeah.
It would be ideal.
Agree.
I could do a lot of things from the comfort of my bed.
Yeah. I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I could run a call centre from my bed. I can order food pretty much to my bed, more or less, kind of, sort of. And getting paid to do that would be wonderful. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Mattress tester.
Yeah, I get that. I need my phone for this one by the looks of it.
What is the most used emoji on your phone?
I'm just about to have a look right this second.
The worst thing is you can't actually check it like that. It's just going to show you the. It's going to show you the most.
They're the most ones.
It's going to show you the most recently
my most
used.
One, yeah, is my laughing face, because it's all happy. There's not apart from the crime on there, but otherwise it's all happy.
You could have used that once, like when you first got the phone, and it's not 100% accurate.
Yeah, but it's more happy. It's more happy on there than sad. They're my actual recent ones I've used.
Okay, so we'll just go with the rolling on the floor laughing one.
Yeah, because I'm just a rolling on the floor kind of girl.
Snatch it.
If you could swap lives with anyone, who would it be?
I don't think I want to swap my life with anybody. I don't feel like there's any pros to that.
You're just yourself, innit?
You can look at people and assume that they live a better life than you, but the reality of the situation is you don't know what shit they go through.
You only know what you know, innit?
Yeah, it's like kind of looking at the internet, and it's like you see polished versions of shit.
You don't know what happens behind closed doors and shit.
Yeah, like look at the recent scandals. Everybody seems to live a wonderful life, and then you're finding out that they're having to do all kinds of fuckery behind the scenes to maintain the facade, and it's like, yeah, I'm quite comfortable where I'm at right now. You know what I mean? Regular digger bullshit job. I know where I stand. And yeah, I'm good. I'd rather just be me.
Okay.
But if anybody wants to, like, you know, donate like a few, you know, any number with about 6-7 zeros behind it, please do.
That's not any number though, is it? So
it literally is. Like, you can pick a 1 or you can pick a 9 and then just add like 6-7 zeros behind it. Like, I'll leave it up to the viewer.
Yeah. Go on.
And I'll be happy with that. Where do you most feel yourself? Right around the crotch region, actually.
I feel myself around people that understand me and can understand my personality, my banter, and which would probably be around work and yourself, because I can actually be myself at work and around yourself.
Fair enough. See, my answer to that question wouldn't be sociable.
I'm just a sociable person, though, you know, so
And
I'm very much sociable.
That's the difference between me and you.
Yeah.
I most feel myself when I'm out in like a green space with like a barbecue in front of me of some description with some dead animal sitting on it.
But then with
roasting
me,
away.
yeah, that is all good.
That's like my my little happy place, innit? And that could be anywhere. It could literally be a back garden, or it could be somewhere really nice and exotic. When I'm happy
and
when
that
I'm
would be
out
for
in the
me,
green
for me
space.
as well. But it would be around people and being sociable. I'm just a sociable girl, innit? So I'm just for people that.
Like I said, that's the difference between the two of us. Like I
Yeah.
could be there by my damn self, and I'll have a whale of a time doing it.
Okay. Which mythical, I think that's the right word,
Yeah.
creature do you relate to on a spiritual level?
Where the fuck did they get these questions from?
Don't know, but I need to pour a drink.
Oh well, it's got to be a griffin in it because I'm, I like voxels and that used to be the fucking insignia on the badge. It's a mythological creature. It's a very deflective answer, and yeah, that right there, over there, right there.
Any spiritual animal that has patches, that's what it can relate to.
You.
Oh shit. Right, okay, go on.
If you were in your current role, what job would you have?
I'd be a florist. I'd literally fulfill my dream, but I'm slacking, I'm being an idiot, and I'd probably carry on with what I know best. But
We could have a whole conversation based on that, but now's not the time.
yeah,
Really. Why am I? Hay fever is fucking me up. Hay fever and the temperature.
it's
26.
It's cool down a bit now.
Look, hey, it's 26 degrees right now. I don't know how, but it is.
Okay, so what inspires you the most?
God's honest truth. The need to not rely on people. That inspires me the most. The need or the knowledge of knowing that regardless of anything anybody says or does, you're born alone. I'm not a twin. And you will die alone. And no one's coming to save you. Maybe it's just my perspective as a jaded black male. But that inspires me because I know ultimately nobody's coming to save the day. There's no plan B. There's nobody to fall back on. If there's something that needs to happen and I want it, I need to make that happen.
I don't think you do make shit happen.
So, I inspire myself and I will find a way to make things pop. It doesn't always necessarily go as fast as I want or as smoothly as I want, but I rarely find myself in a position where I'm left wanting. And I don't have to compromise anything that I stand for on a moral level in order to achieve my outcomes. So, I can honestly say, me. I don't care if it sounds big-headed, but when the shit hits the fan, I'm the person I turn to. I ain't got nobody else. I'm not saying that there isn't people that I can turn to, but I'd rather try to solve a problem myself than draw for a safety net. And I do have some very good safety nets in my life, so it's no disrespect to anybody who I confide in or whatever. But generally, I will always try and create a path and or avenue to kind of sort shit out.
Okay.
So that would be my official answer. Now, flip of the coin. If you was asked the same question, what inspires you the most? Because this will be interesting to
think what inspires me the most, just how I've got to where I've got today, more or less by myself. Because I haven't really got the safety net of relying on people.
As much as I act like I don't, I literally do. But it's not something I want to draw for.
I think if I rely on that,
I just know it's there.
There's probably people there saying they do, that I can rely on them, but when shit hits the fan, it's always going to be judgmental.
That's kind of why I don't do it. There's very limited people that I could ever, if it really got to that.
Like, I have to be really, really, like, stuck bad. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. Same for me, myself.
I got spare fingers on one hand for the people that I'd actually turn to in a crisis, because I know that no matter what it is, whether they could help or not, even if they couldn't help, they'd want to.
I think
and there isn't many people that I could literally put that on and say, yeah. Even if you can't help me, I can still come to you with the problem, and it would be a non-judgmental situation where you'd hear me out. And
I always get judged. I get judged a lot.
Like I said, but there's only maybe 2 people on the planet that I could actually come to in that capacity, and whether they can help or not, they'd still. And I'd know that even if they said no, they're not saying no out of malice or no because they want to see you go through it. It's like, no, because I'm not in a position to help you myself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's my answer.
And I try not to put them through it.
Because I do what I do for me. So.
See, I feel like a question was skipped. In fact, we've gone past 21 at the end of the day, because mythological this is kicking in. Mythological creature was question 21.
Okay.
But fuck it, we can always chop it short and just like short it if it comes down to that.
Hold on, it's my question, isn't it? Yeah, because I asked. I know you asking me.
No, you asked what inspires me the most.
You asked the same question.
So, question 24, because that's where we're at now.
Okay.
I think we'll just like get to it and lock it off, because we're already like almost half an hour in. Yeah. What would you do if you was president for a day? Or in this case, prime minister?
What would I do? Oh God, that's a hard question. I don't know.
Yeah. If you could enact one thing to make change for everybody in the country, what would that one thing do to potentially make people's lives better?
Not get taxed on the fucking wages that you work, because you work for that money, and you work so much for your money that you get taxed nearly half of it anyway. If you work for that money, that should be your money.
So what are you saying? There'd be no tax on your earnings, or you'd actually make tax more transparent, because there's a difference? And the difference being, let me explain. Taxes pay for a lot of things, theoretically.
Yeah.
However, if taxes were more transparent, you'd at least know where your money's going. Because when you think about it, your national insurance, bam, a wedge goes out before you even get your money. Your pimp's already slapped you in your face, slapped you on your arse, and told you to get back to work. Then you're left with a chunk of money after HRMC's already pimped you. Yeah. Then you go shopping to feed your kids. Guess what? You're getting taxed on that. Then you go buy a bus pass, or you go pay your car insurance, and you buy some petrol, and you're getting taxed on all of that.
No.
That's not necessarily transparent. So what looks like 20% tax because the tax man took it from your wages before you saw your wages is more like maybe 40% of your wages gone in taxes.
Stop the tax coming off your wages, because you're going to get taxed on the shit anyway, regardless. So that's
kind of one of the things that I liked about Canada. It's like, you know,
so instead of getting double
you
tax
buy a
on
Snickers,
shit,
you can see exactly how much of that Snickers is taxed.
Yeah, so if I was Prime Minister, I'd stop the tax getting taken out of your wages, because you're already getting taxed on shit anyway that you're buying or you're purchasing or whatever. So at least what you earn, you see what you've earned, and that's what you're getting for what you've worked for, because you're working half the time for the for them to take most of it off you anyway.
Well, they're gonna do that regardless.
When they're gonna take it off you when you go shopping or do whatever you're doing.
That's how the rich get richer, innit?
Yeah, but that's what I do anyway. Because fuck that. Because I hate it when I get paid and I look and I think, you've took, do you know what I mean? X amount of money off me for the hours I've worked, and you just sat on your fucking arse and done nothing.
I'm not gonna lie to you. You see, one of the things that I actually like about Dun Dun, man, like D Trump. One of the first things he turned around and said was,
you told me this.
boom. If you work overtime, we're not taxing you on it.
Yeah, and I think that's right. You shouldn't have
This
to.
is part of the reason why I won't do overtime. No matter how much I need extra cash.
Because you're doing that overtime for nothing. For them just to still get the same wage.
For somebody else to like, oh, you made more money. We're going to take even more tax off you then. Like, no.
You know better off.
Like, do you know how much people would like do a little extra on top of their 40-hour week? Or I don't even work a 40-hour. I work a 60-hour week. So for me to work overtime.
So I've done an extra 3 hours this morning. I'm going to get taxed on that.
Oh, this
which
is kind
ain't going to be a 3 hour.
This is kind of my point.
Do you know what I mean?
It's like, in fact, I was president for a day or whatever, yeah.
He just stopped everybody from going to work.
that would be too simple. That's too grandiose and not effective.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I would say, in fact, my answer would be way more fucking controversial. I'd say if you was actually born in this country, you'd have first priority over housing. That would be my thing that I'd do.
And that's right.
And I don't really care who it pisses off, but being or experiencing certain things,
I've been there and experienced all that already.
I kind of feel like, yeah, you should probably have some kind of priority over anybody else that just, and it's no disrespect to anybody else that just finds themselves here, but I know the effects of being put on the back burner for anybody else who finds himself here.
Yeah.
So that would be my thing.
Okay.
And yeah, it's probably going to upset people, but sorry, I am going to tell you what I feel and what I think, and you're not always going to agree with it, and feel free to comment and call me a cunt. I don't give a fuck. It is what it is.
Okay, so where are we?
25.
Okay, so what are people most surprised to learn about you?
I try to not let people learn anything about me. And in fact, if you're surprised by anything you learn, it's probably not a good thing.
Yeah, I will very much take that, because fuck me, this boy, man, is hard to fucking read, I'm telling you. He's hard work.
It's 2025, it doesn't pay to be an open book.
Well,
I've
closed and it's fucking padlocked and fucking all sorts.
Good. I've lived the whole life of trying to wear your heart on your fucking sleeve. I've got a couple here, but the reality of the situation is it's just used against you in a court of social whatever, and you know, some things you just got to keep to yourself. So yep, there's that. Wow. What moment in your past do you wish you could experience again for the first time? Let me tell you, it was under the sycamore tree.
Do I wish I could experience for the first time? Oh, that much I'd want to experience in the past. I ain't gonna
It can't all be that bad.
Oh, you have no idea. I ain't gonna lie, I can't.
You're telling me you can't think of one positive thing yet that you wouldn't mind experiencing again? Really? I thought I was the pessimist.
Seriously, I really can't think of this. I'm sure we've had this conversation before about the past and stuff. So
I'm sorry, but if you've got to the flipping ripe old age of 40 plus, yeah, and you can't think of anything positive that you'd like to experience again, something's seriously wrong. Seriously? Even a junkie will tell you the first time I had heroin, it was the fucking greatest high. I'm not saying you're a fucking smackhead, but what I'm saying to you is that even they can tell you that they've spent the rest of their fucking drug-taking career trying to chase that first experience. Everybody's got a first experience of something that is worth or wishing that you could experience again.
I think if it was anything, I think it was when I left school and I went into the florist business, and I do shit so different now to how I did then.
But it's not about doing it different, it's about experiencing it again.
Yeah, but I'd experience it again, and then moving forward, I would do it would be different. So it'd be a different experience if I could go back. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that sounds like a reset button, and that's not what the question really asked.
I can't answer it. I just can't think of anything like that makes it bad. It makes it bad, but
And I'm the pessimist. Wow.
Next.
I don't like that. I'm not feeling that.
Who would you trust to help you bury your body? Who would you trust to help you bury your body?
I've got 2 people. In fact, I've got 3 people that I trust. One person I know would eventually snitch on me, but I can trust them to know that they'd snitch on me, which kind of narrows it down to 2. Both of which I won't mention just in case I need to get rid of a body. However, I have 2 people that if I actually need to get your gun, they would be who I'd call. Not just you, not you in particular, but you being anybody. I do have a couple of people that I'd actually confide in to do that, and I don't trust much.
Oh shit, where have we gone now? Because where have we gone now?
Oh my god.
Yeah, sorry. I think we're on 20 something.
Yeah, 28.
Okay, go on.
So, do you believe in aliens?
No, I don't. It's a load of bullshit. Don't get it twisted. There's times when I've heard about things going across the sky, and I've had a quick glimpse, but then I've seen nothing, and I thought it was just a load of bullshit. Got me looking out the window for no reason. But no, I don't. It's that shit.
I believe more in aliens than the afterlife. I'll tell you that straight.
No.
I believe there are a lot of things that aren't explained, and aliens would explain them a lot easier than anything else anybody would suggest.
Don't know about that.
And I don't feel like answering that next question.
When did you last cry?
Do you want the date and time? Or the reason?
It doesn't say what was the reason you last cried.
That is indeed true. It just like, so I can just say recently and leave it at that. I last cried recently. I'll even narrow it down. In the past 7 days. Yeah. Question answered?
I think I've got a good reason when it was as well.
Nah, you don't.
I think I do.
You can assume. You really don't know me like that.
You're just recently reminiscing, mate, on Summit, so yeah.
It's got fuck off to do with anything.
Anyway, it's your turn.
What's one dish you can make from scratch without a recipe? Beans on toast. Waste.
Don't knock it till you've tried it.
Pot
yeah?
noodle.
Don't knock it. The one recent thing I've made from scratch is my cheese sauce that I made for mac and cheese. I didn't have to use a jar. I didn't have to use a packet. I literally made it from scratch, and I was so proud of it. Like, you don't understand. That is my from scratch. My cheese sauce. No lumps, nothing. Just smooth. Is that the last question?
That's as far as I'm going. It's like 40 odd minutes in. Like, fuck this. It's like 30 questions so far.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's supposed to be 21, so, you know, kind of gone over. Since it's not my cheese sauce, sounds smooth, no lumps. Yeah, what did you actually use? What were the ingredients? Because
Okay,
when people talk about from scratch here,
Okay, so I use...
was there a packet of anything involved?
Nope. So basically, I use flour. Okay, it's a packet. I can't make fucking flour. Yeah. But to make the cheese sauce, obviously, cheese sauce you can have out of a jar, you can have it out of a packet and add a bit of milk and it makes it.
And that wouldn't be making from scratch though, would it?
No, it wouldn't. So I use flour, milk, butter, garlic, paprika.
I've heard
milk.
I've heard milk twice, but no mention of actual cheese.
Yeah, I ain't got to the cheese yet, so hold on, let me jump in the floor. Give me a chance. So yeah, I actually made my cheese sauce myself, and I was very proud of it. I was kind of expecting lumps and stuff, I ain't gonna lie, but...
You still haven't mentioned cheese.
Cheese, I didn't have to because you've already jumped in and butted into my conversation.
No.
I was telling you in the levels that I was doing it.
So what was the flour used for?
To thicken it.
Okay.
Because you put the flour in to make the thickness before you add the milk. Add the milk. Because you've got the thickness. So when you put the flour in, when you put the butter in, you add the flour, and as you're whisking it, it goes thick. Then you add the milk. Anyway, he doesn't know what he's talking about clearly because he's looking at me all confused.
I'm baffled at this point.
It's because he uses a jar. But anyway, yeah. We will leave it there.
Hey, fuck you too, buddy. Have a nice day. God.